Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon, and someone on this set closed the show yesterday by picking Illinois to win by 20. I wonder who that could be.
I'm Tony Kornheiser, and someone on this set began today's show by being really annoying, and I wonder who that could be.
I believe I'm on fire.
Yeah. You said 20 because you wanted to imply a big score, not because you wanted 20.
Don't try to. You don't want to dap me up, do you? You don't want to dap me up.
Get a big can of dap. Ladle it out. Welcome to PTI, my peeps. In today's episode, Wilbon and I yap about a demotion for Marshall Faulk, a birthday for Michael Jordan, and we will ask Jeff Gordon why everyone seems to hate him. We begin today with the unfolding life of Reggie Fowler, the man who wants to buy the Minnesota Vikings and become the first black owner of an NFL team. Fowler has already had to amend some claims he made about his life that include having played in the Little League World Series, having played professional football for 3 years, and having implied the receipt of a business and finance degree in college. Mike, in the post-George O'Leary world that we live in, will the NFL look beyond this and welcome him into the fraternity?
Maybe, Tony, but he's got a lot of splaining to do. If these are not outright lies, they're all fudging.
Yeah, they're not really lies. He may not have played the Little League World Series, but he played in some Little League big game.
Yeah, so did I.
He was in training camp with a variety of teams in the CFL, USFL, NFL.
And the NFL, Bengals.
And unlike George O'Leary, he didn't make up a degree from college. He has a degree in social work from the University of Wyoming.
But it talks about business school. It leaves it out there. Here's my problem with this, Tony, and I don't know Mr. Fowler, but I know this. If you grow up a black male child in America, you know from the time you are 8 or 9 years old, from the time you have any consciousness at all, that if you're going to play at this level on a stage this grand, you have to make it so that you are above reproach. I don't mean playing the games on the field where you can get away with a whole lot of stuff if you can dunk or tackle or hit it out of the yard. But when you are going to play at this level in this league...
Let's ask these questions. As long as we bring race in, it goes like this. Will the NFL let him in because they want to have a black owner? And if he doesn't get in, will people scream it was racism that kept him out?
You know, it's a little tough to scream racism when you or your people. By the way, Mr. Fowler says, wait a minute, this was a preliminary draft.
Could be his handlers.
Of the resume.
Could be his PR people.
And so maybe, by the way, he hasn't explained much of anything because he doesn't do interviews.
You think
so you can't do that.
Bottom line, will he get into the league?
Tony, I don't know.
You want to push?
I'm going to do like you did. I'm going to do like you did yesterday when you said, I don't know on everything. You know what? I'm not going to play around with this one. I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know this guy and his credentials.
I think he gets in. Yes, I do. I think these are minor on the scale, and I think he gets in.
The San Diego Chargers have told quarterback Drew Brees they are giving him the non-exclusive franchise designation today, which means Brees can sign with another team or be traded. Brees will quadruple his salary from $2 million to $8 million, and if another team signs him, the new team would have to give the Chargers 2 first-round draft picks. So, Tony, what do you think of what the Chargers have done?
I think it's pretty smart. I think the Chargers spent an awful lot of money on Phillip Rivers. And they would
$40 million.
And they wouldn't mind seeing him out there. So if somebody signed Drew Brees and they got 2 number ones and they had a reason to put Phillip Rivers out there, that would not hurt them so much. They can also trade Drew Brees. They can do a lot of things. And now they can keep him on a 1-year deal and they can see if he has another great year. I think it's the best thing the Chargers could do.
Well, it allows the Chargers to cover their heinies.
Yes.
If someone comes in and takes him.
Sure.
Or says they're going to take him, and then they can extract something in
They
trade.
can say to their fans, we've got 2 number ones.
Yeah.
That's usually pretty good.
It is.
Usually.
Yeah, it is. But you have to make sure that Phillip Rivers can play. You better hope he can. I mean, because I know if I've got some money and I need a quarterback, and a lot of teams do, I'm going after Drew Brees.
Don't you think that if Phillip Rivers hadn't held out, they'd have handed him the ball for the first game last year?
They'd have tried.
Sure, they would have. The news out of St. Louis today is that the Rams have officially demoted Marshall Faulk to second-string running back and officially promoted Steven Jackson to first string. The man who makes these moves, obviously, is the Rams coach, Mike Martz. Wilbon, you hate Mike Martz.
Here you go.
Do you hate him even more after doing this to Marshall Faulk, your boy?
No. I think that what he could be... Look, he loves Marshall Faulk, and has said it a million times, as he ought to. Marshall Faulk's going to the Hall of Fame. Marshall Faulk's a great player. Maybe he can do what Jerome Bettis has done recently, by coming off the bench, being in a lot of specialty situations. Steven Jackson, Tony, is a young stud who averaged 5 yards a carry. St. Louis has to figure out a way to get him on the field.
The word out of St. Louis is that Marshall Faulk is okay with this, probably for two reasons. One is he probably does like Mike Martz.
Yeah.
And two, Jerome Bettis did something so great for aging veterans last year by being a backup and then when called upon, having a Pro Bowl season.
Well, but the coach does that by figuring out a way not just to put that guy at the end of the bench, but said, stand right here because you're going in quickly.
But that makes it more palatable to every back in the league or every linebacker who just turned 31 or 32.
Yeah.
It says, I can get my career extended. Now, if a new coach comes in, then the game is over.
That's a different deal.
You know, but if you've got a coach who you've been with for a long time and he tells you this is the way it's going to work, then I don't think you have the same fears as with a new administration.
Unlike Kurt Warner, I have never heard Mike Martz bash Marshall Faulk. So, only praise him. This should be the case. PTI's continuing NHL coverage centers on the aftermath of Gary Bettman's decision to call off the season. Rod Brindamore of the Carolina Hurricanes said, quote, they're totally underestimating the damage that's being done, close quote. Other players are on the record with predictions of huge drops in fan and sponsor support. First, Tony, are you with these players who feel the sky is falling on their game? And second, do you think there's still any possibility the players could accept yesterday's deal and play a short season?
Let's deal with the first one in terms of fan support and sponsor support. What we have learned through every lockout and through every strike is fans come back. They love the game. When the game is played, they're happy to come back. So I don't think the sky is falling. The second part, I hadn't heard, the notion that that deal was still on the table. See, I think that deal dropped beyond $42 million to like $40 million, and I don't know if it can be resurrected. If it can be, that's a really good thing. What stuns me is the hand-wringing on television and print. Oh, my God, we've lost the hockey season. Western civilization is at a crossroads when for 3 months everybody said, who cares about the hockey season?
Well, I don't think Western civilization is going to end. I find
we'll never have hockey.
I find intriguing the possibility that players, and Ray Ferraro told us yesterday, that players are hard to reach, because some 400 of them are playing in Europe right now. So it's not like they had a conference call.
Don't they have any email machines?
Maybe they do, but maybe they're asleep because it's a 6 or 7 hour time
difference. Well, they're
difference.
up now. They got no job.
Okay, so you're basically ruling us out. I find
I'm not ruling it out. If the players come back,
maybe they're calling.
If they come back and they say this is what we want to do, but the owners at that point can say that deal's gone. You're going to have to take $2 million less, or $4 million less, or $8 million less.
Are the owners going to take that hard a line? In other words, we're going to give you we're saying yes to your proposal, and you're going to close the doors anyway, really?
No, I think that they'll get the best deal they can, and it just got better for the owners. The Boston Herald reports today that the Red Sox are concerned with the lack of decorum in giving out their World Series rings during their home opener when the scheduled opponent is the New York Yankees. Red Sox officials are considering moving the ring ceremony to another day for fear of rubbing their World Series victory in the Yankees' faces. Wilbon, do you agree with the Red Sox kinder and gentler strategy?
No, it's way too touchy-feely for me. Aren't the Red Sox supposed to hate the Yankees?
Since 1918, baby.
Well, so why now is there all this let's play kissy face? I don't understand.
Why?
They should want to rub the Yankees' faces in this.
Let me tell you
like
something.
The Yankees would rub the Red Sox faces in this.
Not only should they give the rings out at the first game against the Yankees, they should give more rings out at the second and even more at the third. And if they're the traditional day for giving out the rings, the home opener.
Okay.
If it was scheduled against the Tigers, I'd wait till the Yankees came in. You've tried for 86 years to do this.
Yeah. And this other team has antagonized you.
Absolutely.
This team has antagonized you. They've laughed at you.
And I'm from where?
You're from New York.
I'm from New York, and I still think you are.
I believe about this like I believe about that fake wedding we saw the other day.
That there's a hoax?
I believe, no, not a hoax. I believe public sentiment will come back to boomerang on the Red Sox, whoever decided this, and they will have to call a press conference and say, you know what? We tried to have this new decorum. We're going back. We're going to have the ring ceremonies with the Yankees.
I don't understand where this comes from. You have to do it against the Yankees. All right, let's take a break. But when we come back, we will ask Jeff Gordon why he's hated by fans but loved by Regis and Kelly. And later, who would you rather be stuck in an elevator with, Jose Canseco or Gary Bettman? A really important sports question coming up in Toss-Up.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
How does the bottle work again? Well, I fill it with authentic Guinness Draft. Yes. So we can walk outside. Yes. Go down to the glen. Yes. And drink it.
Drink beer at a picnic. Brilliant. What will you think of next?
You know the way you call your mum?
Yes.
Well, I've created a device that lets you talk to her. Brilliant! Brilliant!
Guinness Draft, straight from the bottle. Enjoy it everywhere.
Brilliant!
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Introducing the most powerful Volvo ever. The Volvo XC90 V8. The only V8 with the added power of legendary Volvo safety. How powerful is it?
Powerful enough to get you into space.
Win a flight on Virgin Galactic. Enter at boldlygo.com.
When your wireless laptop has technology designed for great battery life, you can do the things you want to do. Make sure it has Intel Centrino mobile technology built in.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about half-past dead. I just need some place.
More bars in more places. That's the goal of Singular's all-over network, with the largest digital voice and data coverage in America. Thanks to Singular and AT&T Wireless joining forces. Welcome to the new Singular. We're raising the bar.
Tonight, roll up your sleeves, it's Throwdown Thursday. At 7, can Travis Diener and Marquette ground Francisco Garcia and the high-flying Louisville Cardinals? At 9 on ESPN 2, J.J. Redick leads Duke against Virginia Tech. And
Eddie's in position. Let's hurt Everest.
you'll never believe what happens on an all-new Tilt.
This town doesn't think too highly of cheaters.
It's all on ESPN and ESPN 2 tonight.
If you've watched our show for a while, you know that there's nothing Wilbon and I enjoy more than talking racing. We welcome two-time Daytona 500 winner Jeff Gordon to the program with not that much product on, Wilbon. We expected much more ribbonry, didn't we?
He wasn't going to wear the full suit.
A lot of that. It seems in the last few years that the NASCAR establishment wants to make Dale Earnhardt Jr. the #1 guy. Were you in on that meeting?
No, I definitely wasn't in on that meeting. You know, he's the most popular guy by far. Probably the most popular driver has ever been a part of NASCAR racing. And, you know, with that said, I think that there's just a lot of people out there that would like to see him go on and win a championship just based on popularity. But in this sport, you got to earn it. You got to earn it every weekend. And he's a great driver, but they haven't been able to pull out that championship yet.
Are you resentful of that, given that you were the #1 guy? Are you at all resentful that everybody is throwing bouquets at Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Not at all. You know, you know, if you look at how everything has happened, I mean, you know, he drives like his father in a lot of ways. He's got his father's name, and you know, he's got a great sponsor that puts a lot of money into marketing. You know, and he's got a lot of his own fans, and then of course has a lot of his father's fans as well. So it's no surprise that he's as popular as he is.
Jeff, one thing that is a surprise to us, not following racing all that much, is that you've had incredible success. You've been a great driver for a long time, helped further popularize the sport, yet there's so many fans that have this hatred of Jeff Gordon deal going on. What is that about? We don't get it.
Hey, you know what? I don't really try to go out there and analyze it and figure it out myself. I know I've got a lot of fans out there that pull for me, but our fans, my fans and other fans of other drivers really become rivals, and they're the ones that express those opinions out there, and you hear the cheers and the boos. But you know, as long as I'm out there competing for wins and have a team like I have that can go out there and put the DuPont Chevrolet up front to win races and championships, you know, I know we're going to have our fans, and we're going to have fans that pull against us.
Is there any part of you, Jeff, that likes it, even though it's very hard for us to see you as any sort of bad guy that fans want to hate? Does any part of you sort of relish that, and particularly when you are racing?
Well, I know that not every fan out there is going to pull for me. All I can do is my part, which is be the person that I am, try to win races and championships, and you can't pick your fans and who pulls for you, and you can't pick who pulls against you. But it certainly gives me something to smile about from time to time, and I know that when I go up there to get introduced before the race, that you're going to hear a lot of noise. And actually, the late Dale Earnhardt told me a long time ago, as long as they're making noise, that's all that matters.
You're wearing one hat now, your driver hat, but you wear another hat when you're on a television set, filling in for Regis. How do you like that? How did you get into this? And are we going to see you hosting more television down the line?
Well, I don't know how it really all came about. I was on the show as a guest one time, or a couple of times through some championship years, and had fun on the show. And when they started doing some of the co-hosting jobs, when Regis or when Kelly would go on vacation, somehow I got a phone call, and I jumped at the opportunity, and I did it, and it was a lot of fun. And first time I did it with Regis wasn't near as much fun as it is with doing it side by side with Kelly, but I've enjoyed it, and they have a great show, and I'm glad I get invited back, and if it fits in the schedule, I'm going to continue to do it. But I don't have any plans on being a host or a co-host of any shows. I'm definitely focused on driving a race car, but it's nice when it fits in the schedule.
Well, let's get to that. When you get to work with Kelly, who's a beautiful woman, I, on the other hand, have to work with Wilbon, so I'd like you to tell me what it's like to work with someone smart, talented, and beautiful.
Yeah, so you're saying you don't know what that's like?
I have no idea what that's like. None, zero.
Well, she's fantastic to work with, and not bad to look at either.
All right, last one. Will you guarantee for us that you'll win a race on Sunday?
I can't guarantee anything, but we've got a great race car. My guys have worked so hard over the off season, and I know every other team and driver, says the same thing. But we qualified third on Sunday, and we've got a great starting position for the 150s, and I think we've got one of our best opportunities to win our third Daytona 500, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you for joining us, Jeff. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We're taking a break. When we come back, Wilbon will say something completely unsupportable. I will point that out, and we will all have a good laugh at his expense. You know how it goes.
Sadly, that's how you want it to go.
Coming up on SportsCenter, Teddy Bruschi hospitalized. What's wrong with the Super Bowl champ? Kurt Schilling reports to camp. Will his ankle be ready for opening day? Plus, the top 10 reasons why LeBron should dunk in Denver. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern, ESPN.
From Walt Disney Pictures,
I'm Lieutenant Shane Wolf.
the Navy's top commando is about to face his toughest assignment.
Protecting those kids is a matter of national security?
On March 4th,
Ma'am, I've dealt with... Oh, my...
That's scary.
he knows nothing about their world.
Babysitter.
But he's about to get...
We're gonna be late.
Not on my watch.
the ultimate crash course.
Land!
Disney's The Pacifier, rated PG.
Life doesn't stand still, and neither do we. That's why you trust Lowe's for appliances. Not because Lowe's has the most innovative or the largest selection in stock, or because you can have it today, delivered tomorrow, and the old one hauled away free, or because Lowe's promises low prices every day guaranteed, which you know we do. You see, at Lowe's, improving home improvement never ends.
Use your Lowe's card and pay nothing for 12 months on major appliance purchases of $2.99 or more.
On the next Tilt, the big game is on.
This town doesn't think too highly of cheaters.
And what happens next will shock you. Tilt, tonight at 9 p.m. on ESPN, presented by Toyota.
ESPN searches for the next NBA analyst. Former NBA players Wilkins, Reed, Bullard, Brown, and Dawkins take their shot at the analyst job. The new season of Dream Job, live Sunday, February 27th at 10 on ESPN.
We have reached that time of the show where I win toss-up. Let's get the first one from the producer over the loudspeaker.
Toss-up, better out-of-work quarterback, Jeff Garcia or Drew Bledsoe?
I'm going to take Bledsoe based on last season when his team was one game away from getting to the playoffs. Garcia was nowhere near doing anything with Cleveland. I think that Buffalo made a terrible mistake dumping this guy, and I don't think Cleveland made a mistake dumping Garcia, even though I like Garcia.
Well, this is not a team award. This is an individual situation, and their stats in terms of completion percentage and passer rating were virtually identical. And Bledsoe is younger, Tony. But Garcia, if he was to go play for Mooch in the West Coast offense, where he always had high passer rating, high completion percentage,
but if,
I think in that system he'd be
Bledsoe
fine.
were to go to a team that pass blocked very well, then even though he's immobile, it wouldn't matter because he can still deliver.
But he better
the
have
pass.
a great offensive line
Well,
if
that's
he
what
does.
I'm
He's
saying.
got a good arm on him.
You have to build it around him. Next.
Toss up, who's had the more surprising first half of the season, the Cavs or the T-Wolves?
The case for Cleveland is they didn't make the playoffs last year, and they lost Carlos Boozer.
Right.
So what LeBron is doing is like Michael Jordan at a young age right now. But the correct answer here is Minnesota, because nobody predicted their total collapse this year.
They are in 9th place right now, trailing the Lakers.
And where were they last year?
They were in first place because they had the best record in the West.
Yep.
Not San Antonio, not the Lakers, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you look at these players, and Sam Cassell's a veteran, and Latrell Sprewell had been at good for a long time.
Latrell's really helping, where during training camp, he says, I don't know that I want to put out for these people.
Tony, that's where it started.
Yes.
In camp, the moment you had that kind
now
of
they've dumped the coach. Yeah, they're in misery.
They're the worst team this season.
Toss up, more likely to make the playoffs, Allen Iverson or Kobe Bryant?
Well, it's tough for me because I'm a Kobe guy, but I'm also an Iverson guy. You had soured on both these guys in the last year at some point, and I had not. I'm going to say Kobe at this point, and here's why. Because I think him coming back to the Lakers will propel them in the second half, whereas Iverson has to do this all on his own all the time.
See, Iverson's team, I think, is better than you think it is. I
Yes,
like
I
the
know
young
you do.
players around Philadelphia. And while you're going to hold me to some silly prediction weeks ago that Toronto would win the division, I actually believe Philadelphia will pass Boston, win the division, and get a 3rd seed. I think they're both going to make the playoffs, but if I got to choose between one or the other, I'm going to choose Philly because the Lakers are in a tough spot. Tony, do we think Minnesota's going to continue to be awful the whole time?
Yes, it's
and
done.
Denver
It's
awful
over.
the whole time?
Over.
Philly's
Next.
the answer.
Toss up, which restaurant would you rather eat at? Yao's place or Ray's place?
I'm going to Yao Ming's restaurant.
The stick figures restaurant?
Because even though he is a stick figure, I think he's got a passing shot at getting Chinese food right. Now, if I go to Ray Lewis's place, and let's say I have a bad meal,
you want to use
and I want to see the owner to complain about my meal.
Right.
And Ray Lewis comes out and he goes, "You want a piece of me?" No, I don't. So I'm staying away from Ray's place.
Well, they are both opening these new restaurants. Ray's restaurant has what I, as a rib-eating Midwesterner, wants first and foremost. Ribs.
Right.
And the baked beans, I'm told by representatives of Mr. Lewis, cannot be passed on.
But I thought Yao was your boy. I thought Yao was your boy.
Ribs versus Chinese food. Not a no-brainer.
Last one, toss up, who would you rather be stuck in an elevator with? Jose Canseco or Gary Bettman?
I'm going to take Bettman. Canseco will lie about everything, including which buttons he has pushed to get us out of a stuck elevator. I would like to ask Bettman, what does he do now? And does he think that when a deal is made, they're going to toss him over the side because there's so much antagonism? I just think it'd be better to be with him.
Bettman's going to blame you for the elevator being stuck because he doesn't take the responsibility for anything.
That's
At least Jose, here's what we know. He's under house arrest. Which means if we're in the elevator, we're at Jose's crib, baby. We're chilling out in
How
Jose's
does he
crib.
get in the elevator? Doesn't the electronic bracelet go
he's
off
not
and
wearing the
everybody goes
bracelet.
crazy?
He's just got to be there and check
He's in house arrest.
the man.
Are you saying he's got an elevator in his house?
In his house.
That's
Absolutely.
it. Wilbon once again reduced. Let me say that twice. To a shell of his former self. Time for a break. Don't go anywhere because Wilbon says he's going to force us to talk about Illinois, the Baby Bulls, and a special day in the life of world-class figure skater and PTI pinup, Jamie Soleil.
Yeah!
Yeah, knew you'd like that.
So what's this about our Guinness again?
I've discovered that Guinness Draft has only 125 calories.
Only 125 calories? Brilliant! What else have you been up to?
I've invented this little book. It's black. You put women's phone numbers in it.
A little black book? Brilliant!
Come here often. You can also use it as a coaster.
A coaster? Brilliant!
Brilliant!
Guinness Draft has only 125 calories. Enjoy it responsibly.
Brilliant!
Hi, I'd like to redeem my credit card miles someplace warm?
No.
But I'm in Chicago. It's freezing.
Ooh, I predict a no storm.
Can my miles get me to Mexico?
No way, Jose.
St. Thomas?
Ain't happening.
Hawaii?
No, huh?
Cabo?
Cobb, no, maybe.
L.A.?
No.
Who's in charge over there?
That would be our CEO.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One no hassle rewards. There are no blackout dates. Check your mailbox for details.
9.
What?
Niet.
But
no.
I'm calling Capital One.
Nunca. What's in your wallet?
There are millions of different people up there with one thing in common. They get it. They've switched to net zero internet access for less than $10 a month. Are you one of them? Well, if not, then it's time to wise up, my friend. See, with net zero, you get unlimited access, spam control, and email virus protection, and net zero even ranks higher than AOL in customer satisfaction. So join the millions. Switch to net zero. Go to netzero.com.
Coming up on SportsCenter, Teddy Bruschi hospitalized. What's wrong with the Super Bowl champ? Curt Schilling reports to camp. Will his ankle be ready for opening day? Plus, the top 10 reasons why LeBron should dunk in Denver. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern, ESPN.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant. And in part by Nissan, who remind you there's no better time to shift your ride.
If you're not happy, you're about to be. Happy 42nd birthday, Michael Jordan. Many people consider Jordan to be the greatest basketball player of all time. But everybody considers Jim Brown, who is 69 today, the greatest football player of all time. Jim Brown and Michael Jordan born on the same day? Coincidence, Wilbon, or proof of alien life?
Well, when you throw in the fact that it's also Paris Hilton's birthday, gotta be proof of alien life, Tony. That is amazing. Brown and Jordan, though, the same day.
Get Paris Hilton out of here. Happy anniversary, Soleil and Peltier. On this day 3 years ago, you were finally awarded the gold medal. To be fair, nobody gives a rat's behind about this Peltier guy, but everybody wants to see more pictures of Jamie Soleil. So here they are.
But the thing is, people don't even know what she did. They don't even know what's on her head behind her right shoulder.
Happy trails, Retief Goosen. You were disqualified for the Nissan Open for failing to show up for your Pro-Am tee time. The tee time was 6:40 in the morning. Goosen said he overslept. Wilbon, you wouldn't have come within 2 hours of that tee time.
You're right, but why would they put Retief Goosen at that hour? It's insane.
That's when they had an opening.
Come on.
Trying to find out what we messed up, Stat Boy.
Reports out of Boston that the Red Sox brass may be reconsidering that whole ring ceremony versus the Yankees, which is good. And yes, Canseco's sentenced to 2 years house arrest, no bracelet. But Wilbon, he was probably going to charge you $2,500 for being in that elevator.
Just to be in the elevator with him. We're running out of show. We go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
Teddy Bruschi reportedly burst a blood vessel in his head, but is in good condition, up in bed and talking.
I'm just glad he appears to be doing better right now. Illinois won by 20, just like I said they would. You know what I want? DAP.
Seek and ye shall receive. This is a can of DAP.
Good.
Frank Hamblin will finish the season as Lakers coach. Good move?
Yes, they were never going to get Phil Jackson back. Yes, it's a good move. The Baby Bulls won on the road last night. When are you going to give them some credit?
No credit. DAP.
Good, I'll take
everything
DAP.
You need in this can. DAP. Shut up already. Last one, Mavs at Suns tonight. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Suns. Tempted to go with the Mavs, but with the Suns.
Out of time. Trying to do better the next
Steve
time.
Nash,
I'm Tony Kornheiser.
MVP. I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow. SportsCenter is next.
DAP. PTI.
Giving Patrick some...